Hello, friends. Welcome to another Saturday live stream. Hi, hello. How are we doing? It's a lovely Saturday. It's been 2 weeks now since I've had a live stream. Last weekend was the long weekend here in Canada, so there was no live stream. But there will be this weekend and hopefully next weekend as well. So getting slowly back on track of these live streams. But how's everybody doing? Today we're going to be working with what is on my computer? Goodness me. We're going to be doing productivity sprints. That's what we're going to be doing. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello, Megan. Welcome. Let me pull up my Pomodoro timer. Is this the one with the little tomato guy? No, I like the little tomato guy. Where's my tomato friend? There he is. Just looking for him. Hello, baby. Welcome. Friends, what are we all going to be working on today? I'm going to be seeing what I'm going to work on. I really have no idea. I could be working on Project Dragon. I could start working on Project Second Story on the beta edits, but I don't know if I have the brain power to do that today. Or I could work a little bit on Project Dream because I have a feeling that I'm going to need to rewrite the beginning of that story. But I'm a little scared to look at it because what if I do need to rewrite it? I've rewritten that beginning so many times. That's the middle grade that I currently have on Query. Not going very well, but maybe that's because I need to rewrite the beginning. I don't know. I don't really know. And Project Dragon is kind of like encroaching on a standstill again because I know what's coming up next in the story, but I also don't know the details of it yet, which I would know if I worked on it, but like my brain is just like, no. So who knows what I'm going to work on today? Who knows what I'm going to work on today? We'll be journaling and trying to organize chaos. Hey, sometimes we need a day for that, don't we? Or like an entire week. Trying to finish your book club book. What is the book club book? That's very exciting. I finished my book club book with my friends the other day. Literally just, I think Thursday was the day that I finished it. But ours was The Marlowe Murder Club by Robert Thorogood. This was very fun. Very fun. It went a little bit too cheesy at the end for me, but I can forgive it that because it was a great vibe. And it's like a 77-year-old woman who bands together with two other like married women to solve a murder in their town. It's very cute. Yeah, I can definitely see this as a miniseries. It would be great. But that was our book club pick for the month. Megan is working on chapter 11 of book 2. Heck yeah, I believe in you. Yeah, organizing chaos. Sometimes I think about it. I'm like, I should get my life together and do all these things. And then I'm like, should I or am I fine? And then I think about it for a second. I'm like, I'm fine for a little bit longer. Anyways, yeah, what do I need? D20s. I had a D&D game last night. So I played D&D properly, which was very fun. But today we're going to be using the D20s for some sprints. I use red boy. I'll use the white boy. And I'll use the blue boy. That's more green, but that's fine. Here's what I will use. Our sprints today. 3 Hours by Rosamund Upton. Interesting. Oh yeah, Deep Winter, which isn't the vibe in a heat wave. No, I agree. I always like saving those like Deep Winter books for when it's actually winter, which isn't hard because I live in Canada and we have winter for like 8-9 months of the year where I am, so not very hard. When it's summer, I want those summery books, which is very strange to read a book set in the winter in the summer. I don't know what it is. Sometimes if it's the right vibe and it's just like this chilling vibe, it works for like a kind of a rainy day in the summer, but not during a heat wave. So it's an okay book. I hope you enjoy it at least a little bit, and I hope the ending is satisfying. But yes, all right, I'm gonna roll for our first sprint. So we can either do 10 minutes or 18 minutes for our warm up. What would you guys prefer to do? 10 or 18? I also got a new laptop case. Very fun, except this one is like a matte laptop case, so it shows every single fingerprint and like a bit of grease. So I'm trying to cover it with stickers very slowly, but the stickers that were originally on my laptop case, only these two and then this one came off of it properly. The other ones came off and like lost their stickiness. So sad about that because some of them were expensive from Redbubble, but slowly we'll be filling these with stickers. All right, we got 2 votes for 10. That's a good warm-up sprint. Share the screen. Let's go Pomodoro timer. All right, custom timer. We're going to go for 10 minutes. Just a little bit. Why is that ad on the bottom? Get out of here. We don't want you. Ads by Google. That's better. Okay. All right, my friends, let's give this warm-up sprint a go. 10 minutes. We're going to dive in. All right, my friends. Sprint. pleasant timer. Every time it goes off, it's so pleasant. Boom, 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 boom. I love it. Much better than that terrible Google beeping one. How did everybody feel? A little warm-up sprint. Kind of flexing our muscles, getting into it. How are we doing? I added about 100 words into Project Dragon, and that's what I'm going to be working on today. It's what I opened, so I guess it's what I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to be working on Izzy View a little more today, because Maves is at a point. Maeve is my main character. Maves is at a point where I know what's going to happen next in like broad strokes, and I need to figure out the dynamics of a couple characters that are coming into play, and like the vibes between Maeve and Ira and those characters, and then like what their goals are, how they're going to get through the forest, and it's it's a lot. I've recently also been feeling a little bit of like, which happens with every project, but I've been feeling a little bit of doubt about the story, because every time I like go back and reread stuff, I just feel like it's boring. And I know it's not, because each one of the scenes that I have laid out is very purposeful, even though a lot of the scenes in Maeve's point of view that I've just done, like some of the bigger ones, are calmer for a fantasy book. Like they don't really have much going on other than like settling into the moment. So I know once the draft is done, I can go back and I can make things snappier, tighter, cut those words, because I always overwrite. So I know that they're probably feeling a little boring because they're probably long, but they're needed in these moments. And I know those scenes are needed because they move the story along in different ways. It doesn't always have to be action in fantasy books. I have to keep reminding myself that. But yeah, feeling a little bit of a doubt about this project right now, which is fine. And I think it's stemmed from the fact that I know the publishing industry probably won't pick it up right away because it's going to be huge. It's a huge project. And I know it's going to be a duology. And I don't even know what the second book is going to be about, but I know like the story itself is going to be huge. And just huge in the manner of word count. I currently have a goal in my Scrivener file for 150,000 words, and as of right now I'm sitting at 51,000 words, and I don't think I'm at the midpoint for any of the story points. I'm getting close with Izzy's point of view. I'm slowly getting there. And then this past weekend when I was at the lake, I was reading Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne, and I got the inspiration to add another character's point of view and to like create another point of view in this, a lesser point of view, but someone that can give me eyes into the like evil side so that I know what's going on in that side. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting the amount of work that this is going to be, but it's okay because it's the project of my soul. It involves dragons. It's all right. It's just going to take me a while, which is totally fine. Totally fine. But yes, Megan wrote 94 words. Heck yeah. 10 minutes. You can't get a lot done in 10 minutes, but sometimes it's enough to get us into the mood. So I'm going to roll our next sprint just so I have it. All right. Roll the nat one. Yep. All right. So we can either do, well, let's just roll it all together and say 28 minutes. Our next sprint will be 28 minutes long. I will set up the Pomodoro timer. But yes. Do we want to dive right into a second sprint? Or do you guys have chatty bits that you want to ask me? So I'm always here for questions. I'm always here for that kind of stuff. Are you guys reading anything fun currently? I have have multiple books on the go, as I usually do. But today, before this, I was reading a sci-fi that is so good. It's a sequel to The Last Watch by J.S. Duez. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. The audiobook narrator said Duez, and I've been saying Dows for so long. So who knows how it's pronounced? I don't. I don't. But I'm really enjoying that. And I started rereading Priory of the Orange Tree. And I also have Joe Abercrombie's The Blade Itself on the go, which I'm not really super into. But once I'm done the Exiled Fleet, which is the Last Watch's sequel, I'm going to dive into that one hopefully tomorrow and see if I can carve through it. Who knows? Hello, Amy. Welcome to the stream. We're going to final edits. That's very exciting. I'm going to do interior formatting tomorrow. Man, I think one of the reasons why I'm a little not starting, I was going to start looking at Project Second Story in August again to like get a second draft down, look at the beta edits and stuff. But I'm uneasy about it because even though like the beta edits have come back and everyone's being really kind and wonderful, I'm uneasy that I have to go back in and like fix it. But with the idea that I eventually want to self-publish it, I think I'm just daunted by the amount of work that's on the horizon for it. Because I know it's just so much. I just know it's so much. And right now, my mental headspace is just not, it doesn't want to do any work. If you guys can tell, it's like not wanting to do a lot of heavy duty lifting. So I can't do a lot of thinking right now. I just want to write. 30 pages left. Heck yeah. I mean, we got 28 minutes for our next sprint. So you might be able to finish it in the next sprint if you read more than a page a minute. So very fun. You finish my beta notes. Hey man, take your time. Take your time because I'm not in any hurry to get back to it. Maybe I'll start properly getting back to it like late August in September. Yes. As soon as we got that cover reveal, that same day, I was like, oh my God, I got to reread Priory. So I started rereading it. Like 200 pages in. Ooh, I'll grab my copy because I have been annotating it. I continuously forget how like chunky it is. And then I hold it up because this is the hardcover. And like, she big, she beefy, but she beautiful. I'm so excited to have the sequel on my shelves. I'm living, but yes, my copy of Priory. I'm annotating it, which is very fun. I do an annotation style where I like run the pen down the page, or the marker down the page. So like when you're reading it, it looks a little bit ugly, but then when it's all done, looks like sprayed edges. So very fun. And I've just been like really annotating it. Like I forgot how much I was annotating it until I went back through and like ran my pen down the page every other time because I'm just like, I'm getting into it, which I love. I love this book so much. And I forgot a lot of details about it. So reading back through it is definitely going to help me catch things that the sequel, I think, is about. Because I originally read it in 2019. So what is on the back? Oh, stamp. That's what it is. Anyways, that is a weapon. It's a weapon. There's so much going on. Yeah, you gotta be nice to yourself. There's only so much time. There's only so much time in the day, you know? It just only so much time during the day. And I really wish I could make more time during the week to write. And I know because my querying journey isn't going very well right now. Like it's just been kind of radio silence on the agent's end. And I know I have to write my friggin' synopsis because there are so many agents that I want to query. And I know the actual story of Project Dream is so good that like people will want it if they know where the story is and if they actually give it a chance. So I know that it's going to help me to have a synopsis. But just the idea of writing a synopsis is physically painful. And I don't know why. But Try to be nice to myself and telling myself that it's okay that I haven't written a synopsis in the 7 months that I've been querying for. So I need to do that. I really need to do that. I should probably do that today. No, I'm into Project Dragon. But yes, being kind to yourself is nice. Have the paperback. Yeah, I want the paperback. I can't justify it because I have very little room on my shelves. I yesterday decided to take I had a box set of, it was up here somewhere. I had a box set of C.S. Lewis's books, and I decided to take them off the shelves to make room for stuff. So I boogied everything over and started making more room for stuff. And then I put in some of the books that I've bought recently, and now I have no room again. So I think because my place is pretty bare still, I think I'm going to eventually get a piece of furniture for this wall here, which is my dining room wall. From here to my couch, it's just empty. So I might get a piece of furniture that I can move books into, like a low credenza or something, and I might just move all my literary fiction books onto that credenza and give another shelf space to everything else, because I am now sneaking books off my shelves and sticking them in random places in my place, because I'm I don't have room for the books that I'm buying. So maybe I should stop buying books, but I really want the paperback for Priory of the Orange Tree. One day I'm gonna have a whole room that's a library in a house one day, and then I will have all the editions of the books that I want. But the paperback, every time I see it in store, I just want to grab onto it and be like, I want to take it home with me, because it's just so satisfying. It's so satisfying. And it would probably be a lot easier to read than this, because this is heavy, and to have it open on my lap is just a lot. So, that's a thing. And I love me a chunky paperback. But anyways, now I'm rambling. Go back in. We should probably get to our second sprint soon, but keep buying books that have no shelf space where, yeah, I don't want to start stacking randomly, because I did that when I lived with my parents, and I would just have stacks of books in my room. I had 7 bookshelves when I lived with my parents. I had 3 of the bigger Billy ones in our library space in the basement, and then those were chock full. And then I had one of the skinny Billies in my room, and then I had 2 of their bookshelves that have open backs that are $25 at IKEA. Those were full. So I need and this is gorgeous. I love this wall so much, but my entire book collection is over 500 books, and I had to shrink it. I know I got rid of over 200 books when I moved. So one day I shall have a library that is beautiful, but I moved here in December. So one day when I have a house, when I have my house. Husband and I are planning on getting a wall of books built into our den. Yeah. And a wall of books is just so satisfying. Oh my God, it's so satisfying. Definitely lighter. Yes, I believe that. It's a big old boy. I want to see them create a mass market paperback of it, because then they'll make it the Way of Kings mass markets. These are not the mass markets, but these little itty bitty guys, because then they're gonna have to make the paper much thinner. And an 800-page fantasy novel in a mass market paperback is small. These boys here. How many pages is The Well of Ascension? This one's 795 pages, and it's itty bitty. So I want to see them make a mass market of Priory. I think that would be good for a lot of people. Make it much more readable. Thank you. I really love them. They are my pride and joy. They will be the one thing that I miss when I move out of this place eventually. But we're going to get our second sprint started, because I feel like we have been chatting for a long time. Anyways, our friends, yes, let's begin. Let me get the Pomodoro thing up on screen. All right, we got 20 minutes lined up, 28 minutes lined up. All right, my friends, I will see you in 28 minutes. Sprint. Come on, go. There we go. Alrighty, end of the second sprint. How do we feel? How are we doing? It was a great sprint. I really got into it. I now have 1,065 words written for today. So the 100 words that I added last sprint, I added about 900 words on top of that, which is crazy. I don't know where that came from, but I got into it. I got into the scene, starting to lay some groundwork of just, relationships between people. For Izzy's point of view, they're going to the market for the first time, and it's like her first time leaving the place that she's been staying in for over a month, which is always fun. Hello, welcome to my stream. Megan got 112 words. Heck yeah, Megan. Cooked, did some dishes, dishwasher's broken since 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, I wish for you to have a new dishwasher very soon, because that must be hell in a handbasket, because washing dishes, worst thing. I don't mind washing dishes. It's the drying and putting away that I hate. But new headphones, very fun. Amy edited 2 chapters, 2.5 perhaps. Hey, still progress. We love to see it. 10 pages left to read. Heck yeah, Phoebe, next sprint. You're going to do it. You're going to kill it. 10 pages left. Nothing else really can happen in 10 pages, right? Unless it's a first of a series. Then you never know. Then you never know what could happen in those last 10 pages of a book. Sometimes there's a twist on the last page and you never know. Wild. But I hope the ending of the book has been satisfying so far. Because if it's not satisfying, ugh. And I hope you have garnered some thoughts that you can talk about the book with your friends in your book club with. That's always the goal. Yeah, you lose so much time. It's just the worst. I love audiobook time though. Yeah, I guess it's a good time to listen to audiobooks. I never think about that. When I properly clean my place, I think I usually am listening to an audiobook or a podcast, but my place is so tiny that it takes maybe 20 minutes to get all the work done. So maybe 30 if I really push it. But it's very small. There's not a lot of things to do in my place. Anyways, how we feeling about our stories so far? How's you guys' Saturdays going? I'm trying to. There we go. That's better. I read some of a book earlier. I've already showered. I haven't really done anything else but this, and then later I'm going to my friend's apartment because it's her and her boyfriend's housewarming thing tonight. I don't know how long I'm going to stay though, because I have a very limited social battery. And last night I played D&D for 3 hours, 3.5. So and it left me feeling anxious, which is odd because we didn't get into anything dire. So that was fun last night. And then I stayed up till 2 because I was anxious. And my social battery is going to be very depleted. But thankfully, this week I have nothing really going on. I have piano, of course, because I teach summer piano. One of my students' last lessons, because her exam is on Wednesday, which is terrifying because she's not ready. Which, she's ready. She's going to do fine. But I would prefer to have her study with me for another month before she would do her exam. Just so things are extra polished, because I like things extra polished and ready to go and steady in her hands. But her exam's on Wednesday, so I hope she's practicing a lot. I trust that she is. It's summer holiday. She's got nothing else going on. And then I have my lesson on Tuesday night, which is exciting, sort of. It's only an hour. And then this coming weekend, nothing. But then the following weekend, I'm going up to my friend's cabin for a few days. So that's going to drain my social battery entirely. And then the weekend after that, what's the weekend after that? And then the week after that, is my birthday, because my birthday is in exactly a month from now, September 6th, and I turn 25, and I'm terrified. Why? I don't know. What has society done to make us terrified of numbers and getting older? I'm not terrified of getting older. I'm just scared that I'm 25. That doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, but I am. I'm gonna be. Saturday was good. Went to the Capitol. Very fun. Did you do some shopping? My shopping cart got stolen today. Oh no! Oh, it's so much of an asshole move. No, don't steal anybody else's cart. What? Rude. So predictable. Interesting to see what other people in the group thought about it. Hey, sometimes books that are predictable, I don't know. I've always found that if a book club pick isn't like a automatic favorite for everybody, and we kind of all hover around like the 3-star range, we have more to say about it than if we all loved it. So like the less people like the book, the more you can nitpick and tear it apart. I always like to think of like, how can you make this better? What would have been better to make this book like bring it to the next level, to actually make it like not predictable, or like think of a twist that you would have rather liked to have thrown in there. Or another good one that we always do is we always like to cast the people of the book as like actors if it was made into a movie, which is always fun. But yeah, went to down, post a parcel. Heck yeah. Had a coffee, cuddles with a cat and a guinea pig. That's the best day. No shopping. Yummy Thai veggie noodles. Hey, food is shopping. I love grocery shopping so much. It is too expensive, but I love it so much because I always find things in the store that I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably try that. And then $100 later, and I'm like, oh my God, it's just me for the week. Like $100 is too much. But alas, that is how it goes. Anyways, I'm gonna roll my dice. That was a really shitty roll. I'm going to re-roll the natural one that I rolled, because apparently I'm just rolling natural ones. Okay. 29 minutes or 35 minutes. So we can either do a 35-minute sprint or a 29-minute sprint. What would you guys prefer to do for our third sprint of the day? I'm going to get our Pomodoro guy ready to go. 29 or 35? You guys vote in the comments. Tell me what you like. Oh, 2 immediately for 35. I'm down with that. Get a good chunk of writing done in 35 minutes. Heck yeah, everybody's saying 35. Alrighty, let's do her. 35 minutes. Nice, strong third sprint of the day. Alrighty. Let's get our little tomato guy set up. We ready to go, my friends? Let me start our third little banner here. I'm ready to dive back in. If you guys are, I think it's good. I think I'm in the mood to keep writing. So let's go back into our productivity. Let's dive right in. All right, my friends. I will see you in about 35 minutes. Sprint. Well, my friends, that's the end of this third sprint. I do apologize for the middle of that, where I vanished, and so did the timer. I hit my mouse, and I was just kicked from the stream. And so was the timer, apparently, and I didn't notice. But I came back. Thankfully, StreamYard doesn't cancel, doesn't shut down the stream when you accidentally leave it. But anyways, I ended up writing, wow, I have 2,300 words in this draft now. 2,374 words overall for this stream. She crazy. I don't know where that came from, but I'm really liking being in the scene that I'm in. Nothing is really happening, but right about now, things are going to spark a little bit. Not much. Phoebe finished their book. Incredible. Good, a 3-star. Not too bad. Pretty middle of the road, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it enough. Megan got 204 words. Incredible. Vichy? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm very sorry. Outlined 3 spreads, which is amazing. We love to see it. Oh, Fiji, like the islands. Okay, thank you. Nice. All right, Fiji. Very cool. That's awesome. I love how productive these sprints end up being. We love to see it. Yes, I am just about at the point in this scene that I'm currently writing where Izzy's going to get a glimpse of the man that she first saw at the beginning of this book that triggered an attack, which triggered her blindness. And then she's going to see him again, and it's going to spiral into the next part. We're getting into it. We're getting into slowly getting to the midpoint of this point of view story, not the midpoint of the story as a whole, but this point of view's midpoint. Sometimes I forget that writing fantasy is a lot more complex than writing high fantasy is a lot more complex than writing something like cozy fantasy or middle grade or anything, because my middle grade book is such a streamlined, straightforward plot. A lot happens and it's very, magical and crazy, but it's more streamlined when you have one point of view than when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, you never know. It's a lot more things going on, but still fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. And I want to get to a point where I can actually start organizing this book into the order that the chapters are going to appear in, so that I can see how things flow nicely through that. And we'll see where we are when midpoints roll around. But yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Oh gosh. Writing is wild. Wild. We love magical and crazy. Yeah, man. You got to keep your middle grades fast-paced and punchy and crazy and magical, because that makes them interesting. All right. I'm going to roll for our last sprint. All right. So we can either do 21 minutes or 27 minutes for our last sprint. Love writing fantasy. We have to keep track of so many things. Yeah. Which is fun, because I know a lot of people do story Bibles or a binder of just everything in their story, so that they can always go back to it and reference it. I sort of have that. I have a Scrivener file just for the world at large. I should probably go back in more consistently and update stuff as I'm writing the story and I'm figuring stuff out, because I also run my D&D game through this world that I'm in. And Project Second Story is set in this world that I'm in. It's all of it is in the same place. So it's fun to have all of that lore just kind of in the back of my head. But yeah, I keep all of my stuff in one little Scrivener file as I figure things out. And then in this Scrivener file that I have open for Project Dragon, I have a lot of stuff. I have the godly listings, family ties for the gods, and then I have like a specific entry on one of the gods that I need to think about more. And then other things, then I have, you know, the cities that they go to, the towns that they go to, and then like stuff about the magic. And none of it's like really thoroughly thought out, but it's there. And then I have lists of the characters that I have, like the main ones. Not all of them, because I have so many characters. That's what happens with epic fantasy. You end up having too many characters, but it's still fun to like keep track of things. But yeah, things are going. Things are trucking along. I always forget how easy it is to write stuff like cozy fantasy or middle grade, and how fast it is to write stuff when you have a streamlined narrative versus working on an epic fantasy that has like these in this big expansive world. That's just a lot. So I've been working on this now for 7 months, and I'm sitting at 53,000 words, almost 54,000 words. So I'm working on it, slowly chipping away. Need to work on it more, obviously, than like 1 day a week. But if I worked on it like multiple days a week or every day, it would get done a lot faster. But sometimes projects take a little extra time to stew and become what they need to be. But anyways, yes. So we had one vote for 21 minutes for a final sprint. I think it was 21 or 27 minutes. If you guys wanted to vote in on what our final sprint length would be. But yes, I love fantasy. It's so much fun. I was in a writing group with my friends at the beginning of the year. I don't know if we're still doing it. We haven't done it for the past like 2 months. But I've shared some of the like stuff that I've written for Project Dragon with them, because that was like my project that I was working on through that writing group thing. And one of my friends who doesn't read fantasy was very surprised to find out that some of the new stuff that I was giving them was still part of the same story, because I went from first giving them an Izzy point of view chapter, and then I gave them a Maeve point of view chapter, which is an entirely different part of the world with dragons. And then I ended up giving them like the prologue, which is with the like a main antagonist of the story. And like I just kept jumping around, giving them other things. And my friend was like, "Wait, this is all from Project Dragon? This is all from the same story?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "How?" And I'm like, "Man, you don't know." Sitting here with like epic fantasy is huge. And I don't think she's ever read any epic fantasy. No, she has. She read The Hobbit. I don't know how she liked it though, but she read The Hobbit. Yeah, she was shook that we were all in the same world in some way. But I guess if you took an epic fantasy like Malice, for example, and you broke it down and you gave someone a Corbin chapter, and then you gave someone else a Veritas chapter, but from like this far into the book, they'd be like, this, what do you mean these are from the same story, right? Like you don't, when you're just given pieces, it's hard to see the whole. So it was interesting to get their points of view on the actual stuff that I did give them, though. Anyways, shall we round out our stream with our final sprint, my friends? Our last sprint of the day. I'll put it for 21 minutes. Unless you guys want to go for another 26. It's up to you. It's 21 or 26. You guys vote in yield comments and let me know. 21 minutes or 26 minutes for our final sprint of today. It's up to y'all. Yeah. 2 votes for 21. I'm all right with a 21 minuter. We've gotten a lot of work done today in our stream, have we not? I think we'll go with 21 minutes. That's fairly straightforward. All right, my friends. Let's let this little tomato friend take us 21 more minutes into work, and then we will call it for the day. But I will see you in 21 minutes. My goodness. That went so quickly. How do we feel, my friends, at the end of this lovely sprint, at the end of the stream? How are we doing? I have officially written 3,416 words today. Oh my God. And I think it's because we're finally getting to this for Izzy's story. We're getting to the midpoint. We're just about there. This is the chapter where the midpoint happens. So I'm like, things are moving a little bit more with Izzy's story, because after this, shit's gonna hit the fan for her at least. And I'm like, it's probably gonna sound a little weird and sadistic that I just love putting my characters through terrible situations, but I'm excited to get to this next part, because right now Izzy's becoming comfortable with her life. And like, she's living in a little bit of luxury. She's being taken care of. She's had a few square meals she's had incredible meals every day, and she's been taken care of, right? And that's all going to go out the window in this next chapter, which is exciting. So, you know, things are fun. Megan finished chapter 11 and started chapter 12. Heck yeah, Megan. We love to hear it. Fiji penciled in August cover. Your August cover has been outlined. Heck yeah. Love to see it. Phoebe had a great time. Thank you. It's the end of the day for you. Well, I hope you had a great Saturday. It is currently almost 4:00 p.m. for me. So in the next couple hours, I got to have dinner, and then I got to go get ready and go to my friend's housewarming, which is at around 7 tonight. So I have a couple hours for that. But other than that, my friends, it has been a lovely time. Super productive. I always love hanging out with you guys on these lives. I will see you again next weekend for sure. On Saturday, we will have another live stream where we get more work done. But as for now, enjoy the rest of your weekends. Hello, Sophia. Welcome to the end of a stream. But I will see you guys in another one of these very soon, and in videos very soon. I have a August TBR going up tomorrow morning, so watch out for that. But yes, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Bye.